Welcome back. This is Alien RPG by Free League, run for Geek Therapeutics and Cohort 23. My name is Mike A. Pratt, and I'm the game mother for the session. When we last left, the crew of the Malaga had gotten aboard the shuttle and flown over to the space station Carmen 3, where they discovered that the power is mostly out, and a very large blood splotch was on the ground right at the end of the walkway off of their ship.
All right, I pull out my motion tracker and start scanning the immediate area.
All right.
Kerr, keep those engines hot.
Yes, sir.
Got my shotgun out. I'm very, very cautious.
Walker, Wong, you in front.
All right.
Burns, save us in the middle.
Okay. So within Roll20, you can grab. You guys should be seeing the map at this point in time. You might need to scroll down and a little bit to the right to see where your characters are and to get a view of the situation. You should be able to grab your characters and move them around, and this will actually hint to me what you were doing, so that you don't have to be telling me everything about what's going on. But Kerr is going to head up to the front of the ship to check, make sure it's secure and all that. As you head out, the cargo bay looks like a lot like any other cargo bay you might have normally seen. Large crates sit here. However, this would normally be very well lit. It looks like a lot of the power has been out and there's just some emergency lighting going on. As you get closer to the blood splotch at the end of the walkway, you can see a trail that leads off into the darkness. Your sweeping with the motion sensor does not pick anything up.
Okay.
But it's sort of distressed heartbeat sound of taka, 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 kind of echoes through the location. A sharp noise occurs. There's a sounds like a bang happens, and I'd like something rolling. Something might be moving around in here, but outside of the range of your sensors.
Okay. And did that sound, we can't tell if it's forward, right, or left?
It's somewhere off in the darkness, maybe ahead of you.
Okay.
Davis will actually just kind of call out like, "Hey, you all right
Shut
in
the
there?
fuck up.
What? Someone's hurt. Look at the blood."
So Walker starts following the blood down, watching the motion sensor. I presume that you guys all have like flashlights or something similar to that.
Yep.
So you're able to at least light your way, but it is dark in here.
Head mounted, something like that.
Yeah. Burns, you notice that Wong wasn't so much following the blood, but was like looking around down low for something, but then quickly falls in with everything else. Walker moves further down the path. The trail doesn't stop. It looks like it goes around the crate to the left.
So is it Farquhar, the one that has the big gun?
Farquhar
She's
has
on the
big
boat.
gun, and she stayed back to be
All
security aboard the.
Wong, Burns, don't stray.
right, yeah. Stay close.
Wong has his shotgun out. It's actually like his personal weapon.
Okay.
Walker has a pulse rifle. Kingsbury, I believe, typically has a sidearm.
It's out.
Yeah, which is just
Wong,
like a
don't stray.
9mm, 10mm pistol kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, Walker takes a break, goes left down between some boxes.
Okay.
You get
Wong, don't stray.
you get a pickup. If you look up on the screen, you'll see a little ping.
Oh,
Something moved there just for a moment.
let's see. Is that the little blue dot?
You should be seeing like a red circle appearing.
Oh, I see it.
That is a function of
Oh.
Roll20, by the way. If you click and hold with the mouse
Uh-huh.
on a spot, it will put a ping there to attract somebody's attention.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And it pings in the color of the person who's doing it, which is why you've got colors. Hey, you learned a thing about Roll20.
Okay.
Yay.
So let's see who. Burns. What is Burns is right by it.
Burns is sticking right behind Wong.
Oh, okay. That's a person. Okay. Got
The
it.
person with the shotgun is right next to me.
Yeah. Burns has a bolt gun, I think, as part of your equipment.
Yeah.
It can be used as a weapon. So as Wong steps forward, he notices that there looks like there's somebody standing here.
Hey, guys, you want to come join me?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm right next to you.
Okay, so I'm moving up. I'm getting a bit brave. I've got my
Okay.
shotgun. We've got all of us behind us. Hey, who's there? What's
Okay.
going on?
What is here, or who, depending upon how you phrase it, is a working Joe. Working Joes are Seegson's answer to the Hyperdyne series of synthetics. They're a little bit shittier than other things. They were specifically designed, or at least marketed, that they were not mistakable for a human.
Hmm.
They have blue-white skin, white pinprick eyes, for their pupils. Their necks have like an extra rubbery skin so that it doesn't stretch when they look around. And this particular Joe is covered in gore and holding an arm.
Oh, dude.
As you come around the corner, it turns and notices you and says, "Can I help you?"
Wait. Where's Wong?
I'm here. I'm here.
Wong's right in front of the rest of the group. Walker is
Wow.
like
Okay.
flanking right
Walker,
now.
where? Yeah.
You can't see Walker because he's actually flanking on there, but
Okay, got it. Okay, now. Okay.
Walker comes around the corner behind the Joe.
Okay.
Joe hasn't noticed. But the Joe takes a step closer, and it's not like holding the arm like a baseball bat or anything. It's just like it's got the arm by the wrist, and it's just holding it like at its side. And that's what's clearly the blood has drained off of. But just draw on the front and splattered on its face, and says, "Can I help you?"
Davis
And
will
it
take
takes
a
another step forward.
Davis will take a quick little swig, look uncertainly at it, and go like, "Hey, buddy, who you got there?" As he points at the arm.
This is Mulaney. Mulaney was distressed. I helped Mulaney.
Oh, well, where's the rest of Mulaney?
It looks around and goes, "Mulaney is here.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. Scary.
Can I help you?" And takes another step closer.
No, buddy, we're quite fine right here. Why don't you just stay put there? Can you tell us what happened? Why are you holding Mulaney's arm?
Mulaney was distressed and in panic and needed help. I helped Mulaney.
Oh, is this how you help everyone in panic?
I don't believe I understand. For those of you watching along, on the map, there's a token keeps taking a step closer to all the character tokens, and all the character tokens keep taking a step back away from this guy.
Yeah, think you can take us to Mulaney?
He's here.
It holds up the arm and says, "Mulaney is here." And then it just like opens the arm and it hits the floor with a thud and a squeak.
Uh-huh.
Hey, what about anybody else on the ship? Says
The Joes says, there is nobody else identified in this sector.
When did the power go out, Joe?
The main power went out 20 gotta think about this real quick. 17.6 days ago.
What was the cause of the power outage?
I am afraid I do not know. You might want to direct your questions to station manager or station commander. Quickly looking it up in his notes. Scarrett.
Where's the communications terminal, Joe?
Communications can be found in operations on the upper decks.
Where's an elevator, Joe?
If you would follow me, I will lead you to the elevator.
Thank you, Joe.
And it turns around and walks off. It takes several steps and determines whether or not you're following it before continuing.
Nope. Yep, we're following. Gun at the ready, but we're following.
Okay. It leads at an appropriate walking pace for humans. So the Carbon 3 station is made up of multiple decks where they count up from the bottom. So deck A is the engineering, where the primary reactors would be. Deck B is where you're at, where the cargo bays are, and then following up. Deck G will have the operations center, where the dome is, and the top of the station, it's like thorn shaped, and the very tippy top is where you'll find avionics. Where a lot of the main controls and communications would be. Now, you guys actually, I forgot to give this to you, have a few objectives to take care of. You've got to locate and secure the cargo crates. Yes, that is the primary objective. But your secondary objective is you're going to need to restore communications with the Malaga. You need to be able to communicate through the station's platforms to the Malaga in order to get telemetry data. Otherwise, the flight over is going to be real tough. And while Kerr aced his roles in the flight out, there's still a lot of debris out there, and it's going to be more difficult otherwise. Plus, also let him know what's been going on. Might be important. The Joe leads you down the hallways of the cargo deck to the main elevators, which have power. You don't see anybody else around, but you do see what looks like places where there's evidence that people have like dropped stuff. There's like crates and things that have been set up as maybe cover or like places to do ambushes and whatnot. This particular hallway, which has the elevators in the middle, you notice a note on the or directory on the wall that says secure storage and cargo holds B and D are this way. Cargo master office, cargo holds A and C are this way.
All right.
Here is the elevator, he says, just nonchalantly, still blood covering his front. And just
thank you, Joe.
Holds out a hand. You are welcome. And he like clearly this conversation is done, so he just turns and stands and stares off to the middle distance.
Okay, so supposedly our pickup is supposed to be within the secure holding station, which according to the sign is that way. We need to get comms active that we have the ability to call back home, get the Magella, make sure we can get the hell out of here for this. With the power off right now, I do not want us to split up. We stay together. We go, get the crates, load them back on the shuttle, come back, make sure we can get comms established. Anyone have any issues with that?
Nope.
Are we just looking past the fact that this robot had like somebody's arm? Like, we're not going to talk about that?
Not our job. Not our job.
Not our job, but like,
By the
do we
way,
need to know like why he had an arm?
If anybody feels that it'd be appropriate to gain a level of stress from this, feel free.
Yeah, I think I would have some stress.
I think this might be
We
good.
can worry about that once we get the shit onto the shuttle. For right now, let's worry about make sure we get off of here safely.
Right.
Power off on the major station's not something I want to mess around with. Things could be going wrong depending on how bad the reactor leak is. I don't want to mess around with this. I don't want to stay here longer than we have to.
I agree.
Your radio sparks to life. This is Kerr. We've just doing an audio check, making sure our radios are working. The shuttle is secure. And I'll maintain the base here.
Kerr, are you able to grab the Magala on Carms at all?
No, as soon as we've as soon as we got out of the Malaga's main shield ray, the radiation's too much. We need a direct connection. Pointing a dish directly at it would do the trick.
All right, make sure you go ahead and again keep everything hot. We're gonna go ahead and hit back in with the crates first. Then we're gonna worry about establishing connection. Okay.
All right, we'll do.
All right. Okay.
right.
Any questions?
Nope. Lead the way.
I
You
have
guys-
the sidearm. You have the pulse rifle.
All right. So it does. Are we were not in map view anymore?
What?
I don't see like the map with all the people and all that.
You
I should have brought you guys over to a different map that is now like a vertical, like a tower.
Okay,
Shows
yeah.
you
I
the
just
side
wanna
view.
make sure that's
And the characters are now at the bottom. You'll have to scroll down to see them,
okay.
but you should see your characters there.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Sorry, I had to.
And we're now operating on like a much different scale because this station is big.
massive.
Okay, so it looks like. Okay, yeah.
So-
They're on this deck.
Yeah,
Okay,
so you
so
guys are
we-
heading over to the secure storage.
Yes.
Would that be cargo bays? No.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on this deck. It's on this deck. You just go left and you head to secure storage there. You arrive at what's identified as the secure storage facility. It appears to be on a lockout function, as you would imagine, because if it wasn't locked out, it wouldn't be very secure. But with no crew to come meet you to open it up, you're going to have to figure out some other way to get in there. You could hack the door. You could potentially find the cargo master's office for a key of some sort. You could find a load lifter and try to pry the door open that way. Explosives. I'm leave it to you guys to make a decision on this.
Does would my motion tracker, if I put it right up to the door, would it be able to tell me if there's anything inside the room?
So the motion tracker broadly gives you pings of motion, and it's got software in there which is designed to but you actually have a little controller on it that will actually decrease its sensitivity so it doesn't get a lot of false positives. But if you hold the motion tracker up to the door, you don't get any motion on the other side. You
Yeah.
would, if something was like moving around, like somebody was inside pacing,
Uh-huh.
you would probably pick it up. If somebody was sitting down on the floor or just leaning against the wall and not pacing, you probably wouldn't.
Would not. Okay.
But you may go ahead and make an observation roll for me. And because you have a motion tracker, I believe it gives you a +2.
Yeah, I think it's. Let me see. What was that? It was. Yeah, where did it? I thought it said something. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So observation. 3 chest piece, pack of cigarette. God, I thought it
It's
was.
in the 2 o'clock position, I believe.
No, I was trying to find because I remember in the I remember in my character info it said what the bonus was. I just don't remember what that was.
Oh, that's going to be in your notes page. And it will be listed under. Oh, it's a +3 bonus. Skills. It's under skills.
your
You're
skills
good at
on-
combat skills, and motion tracker gives you a +3 bonus versus
plus
stealth
3,
checks.
that's what I thought. I thought it was.
But in this case, it's a +2 because I just want you to. This is an observation, just to see if you spot a thing.
Got it. Okay. Do that.
You succeeded.
Awesome.
You picked up further down the hallway and around the corner, you picked up a little bit of motion.
Oh, not inside the room.
Not inside the room. The room you were sure is nothing is moving inside of.
Okay, so I tell everybody, I say, guys, there's something up ahead. Should we maybe deal with that first before trying to get into the room?
Yeah, I would second that. And plus, I don't know if we want to make any big explosion here. It might be better just to try to find the key, because we don't
I
know.
can probably hack this door.
Okay.
If you can hack it, why don't we do this? I'll stay back here, watch Burns and Davis. Wong, Walker, go check out the movement.
Okay.
And when you said movement up ahead, are you saying like 20 feet, 30 feet, 50
It's
feet?
yeah, it's about 8 to 10 meters from you, so about 25, 30 feet.
Okay. So yeah, so we won't really be splitting up that badly. Okay, so I gun drawn.
Yeah.
And I go towards the motion very carefully.
Okay. As you guys make it down the hallway, moving cautiously, the sounds of your footsteps probably alerts whoever it is, and you notice on the motion tracker that they seem to move away from you, like further around the corner and quite quickly. In fact, you guys hear footsteps run off.
Footsteps. And the motion
Footsteps.
tracker, that doesn't tell me what the size of the thing is, does it?
It does not.
No, we just know it's something.
Yep.
Okay. I call out and I say, and I yell out, "Hello, is anyone there?"
You get nothing.
Ooh. Okay.
Don't stray far.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what do you think? Should we go after him? What do we?
No, don't pull back. Pull back.
I'll pull back. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
let's
All right. So we
They're going away from us, so that's a good sign.
right. That's why I thought it might be like a human or a child, but they're not responding. Maybe
We
not.
don't have the room for them, even if they
Human
were.
or a child.
We don't have the room for anyone right now. Back on the Magala. Let's get this done. Get them actual help.
Rats,
Okay.
slime, and children are listed as nuisance creatures. Anyway, Burns, I believe, was going to try to do a contact roll to hack open the door to get in there.
I'm going to say real quick, I think that was pretty fucking stressful, so I'm going to give myself an extra stress point there.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, I agree. That was very stressful.
This is kind of creepy. So Davis is actually gonna assist Burns on this if he's
Oh
able
no!
to.
Oh wow!
Burns, do you have any sort of a tool that might help this? Specifically, a diagnostic device or electronic tools?
I've got a
have
girly
my
mag.
knitting needles. That's the only thing I have. I don't know what the compression suit Mark 50 does. I'm assuming I'm just wearing that.
It's a spacesuit.
Yeah.
If you have to go outside for some reason, that you can.
Otherwise, no, I don't really have any things.
Okay. Yeah. It's uncommon that characters in this game actually carry a lot of stuff because it's uncommon that people carry a lot of stuff, right?
Right.
Most people don't wander around carrying,
Tools
50 feet of rope and a 10-foot pole and a grappling hook and 10 pittons and a hammer and enough food to feed them for a week and a half. That's a whole nother system. And this one, yeah, you typically have a few things on you. You don't carry much. So it's not uncommon. But Davis is helping you. And I believe Kingsbury is also in a position to either give you command or help you, just assist you on this.
Davis, is your contact score higher than mine? Mine's actually really low. I was surprised. I didn't know it was a contact.
As a reminder, contact it's going to be your contact plus your wits is your total check on that.
Oh, okay. That's a little bit.
And plus stress.
Okay.
Kingsbury, are you ordering or are you just going to assist? Because you are in the position to do that.
Command.
Okay, then Kingsbury rolls command first.
Oh, okay.
And let me just make sure that I don't have anything for that. Submit.
You get 2 successes. So Burns, when you make this check and it asks you what your modifier is, add 3. 1 because Davis is helping you, and 2 because Kingsbury believes in you. Power of friendship working for
Power
you.
of friendship. I don't know if I did it right.
And that's 2 successes. You get the door open and you have another bit. You could show off, or I could say that you could use that extra success to give you a +1 bonus on future doors in this station.
Yeah, I'll
If
take
you
a
have to have
+1 later.
Okay, so bear that in mind. In the future, you get a +1 bonus to this. You open up the door to the secure storage, where you're expecting to find 3 crates. You find 1 crate, and as you approach that crate and look at it, the crate has been tampered with. Specifically, it looks like somebody took thermite and poured it down the side of the crate to open it up, rather than pop the top open. So the whole side of the crate's melted, and it's actually a big hole in the floor where the thermite melted through the bottom.
Ooh.
Kira, you got me?
Yeah, what's up?
All right, things just got squirrely. Any chance of you being able to get us out of here without us getting back in contact with the Magala? I don't like how this is smelling.
Yeah, we could do that, but we need that comms online. It's without the comms, it's gonna be a tough flight, and I really don't want to get pinged and lose flight control.
Got it.
Did you find the cargo?
Something like that.
Great. I'll keep the Pamela warm.
All right. New plan. Fuck the cargo. Get comms up. Let's get back. I don't like how this is smelling. This smells like corporate espionage. I don't like it.
We getting paid anyway?
Better get paid.
I'll make sure you get paid.
Yeah, works for
Do
me.
we want to try to take a sample from this cargo to kind of show what was going on?
Oh,
it's
this is coming with us. This is
Okay.
coming with us.
Who's gonna carry it?
Not it.
it's like
Cargo
Oh.
crates. The
it's like
cargo
covered
crate
in
is about
sand.
is like a cube. It's like a meter in size or 3 feet in size, and weighs about 30 pounds.
Rather have both my hands on the shotgun. So if you want to carry it, then I guess.
I twisted my back when we got woken up today.
No, you
so
didn't. No, you didn't.
burns
In
if-
fact,
if you don't mind.
actually, I'm going to pull rank and make Davis carrying it.
Okay, so this is actual trick that you could do. This does increase Kingsbury's stress by 1 to pull this off, and you make a command roll. If you do this successfully, Davis is required to do what you ask of him. That's plenty.
Jesus. Davis kind of grumbles a little bit and goes,
Carry the damn
"Fine.
crate.
All
Alright.
right, you're gonna deal with the workers' comp later, whatever." And he makes a
Alright.
big show of like straining as he picks it up. and
Is the
kinda
stuff that's
winces
on the
a little
side of
bit.
it like dangerous to him?
No,
No,
it's
whatever's
the
on the side
activated
of it,
thermite.
it's melted. It's cooled now.
Okay.
But he does pick it up from the side that is not damaged. So he's got this now, has this crate. It takes it both his hands. It's not as heavy as you thought it was going to be. It's mostly awkward.
Make a big show of it all the same.
Okay.
All right, step 1, we run it back. Step 2, we come back for the elevator.
Okay. You head it back and you transfer the crate to the Pamela.
And then any issues or anything on the way back to and from
No,
the
it's
Pamela? Okay.
not that far. And it's a route that you mapped out. The Joe is still standing there staring off into space.
All right, and means we're going to deck G, everybody.
All right.
Check the elevator for power.
The elevator has power. So
Okay.
there's the whole station is on a sort of a low power standby, but it's not a complete no power situation. Most of the lights in a lot of places, the lights and the power still work. The elevator's power still works on there, but just like a lot of the systems have been turned off. So
Okay.
it's a little bit dark. It's a little bit creepy. Things are moving weird. But all 5 of you are able to pile onto the elevator and take it up.
Is Joe with
Smack the
us?
G button.
No,
No, Joe
no,
stays.
unless you really wanted him to be.
No, Joe stays. We
Okay.
might toss him. We might toss him on the shuttle with us when we go back. Just we have able access his records or something. But no.
You do know that the Joe would have some sort of memory storage that you could access with the proper amounts of electronic gear. It involves sticking like metal needles into his skull.
Ugh.
It's cool.
They did
I'm
that.
sure
in
Joe will
Alien
be
3.
there if we're inclined later.
We'll put him on the boat with us so we can keep an eye on him on our way back.
All right. Let me just get all of you guys together. There we go. I have a map, a different map for you guys.
Are we in the elevator?
Yep, you're in the elevator.
What's that gray thing?
With a meeple.
What's
So
that?
previously when I ran this, the crew had split up. The meeple has vision so that I could make sure that people don't see nothing but blackness. This is useful.
Hmm.
This is a pro tip if you're running the improved they call it dynamic lighting. Is that if you drag all the players over to a screen, if they don't have a character, they just get a black screen. And if your priority is like split up for some reason, or like one person scouting ahead, so that you don't like leave them so that nobody can see what's going on. It's a way that you can actually share that information with.
That's clever.
I see.
You've arrived in the G deck next to where the operations would be found. The doors come open, and it's very clear as you step into the hallway that that somebody has set up barricades around the in the hallway. They're blocking the path. Looks like various kinds of pieces. There's like a chair. The barricades aren't absolutely solid. It's possible perhaps to climb over them or possibly even dismantle them. Sergeant Wong takes a step up to peek out a little bit further to see some doors up ahead. But yes, you guys could move over them, but it will be, if you're going to try to do it quietly, or perhaps even without damaging yourself, you are going to need to make a mobility roll. There's also a door directly ahead of you guys right here. This door does, from this kind of station that it doesn't lead to anywhere you want to be.
All right.
All right, Walker, you're able to climb over this crate, over these piles to the south,
Okay.
and get up to the door. Wong, I'd like you to roll panic for me.
Oh, panic.
Can I try to command Wong out of the panic?
He's not actually panicking right now.
Got it. Okay.
So when it may be nothing, right? As you develop stress, the mechanic on this for you guys playing along in the home game is if you roll one on one of your stress dice, you trigger a potential panic. What you do is then you roll a single 6-sided die and you add your current stress level. If it's a rating from 1 to 6, nothing bad happens. So in this case, Wong keeps it together. If it's 7 or more, something bad will happen, and there's a chart referenced on it. It goes from something like you get the shakes to you take out your frustrations on somebody nearby, like by yelling at them or whatnot, to you are forced to run from the location, you go into a berserker rage, you're pinned, unable to do anything except gape or scream at this thing that's now approaching you, rather than defending yourself in some way.
Well, you said I was okay. You said, but my roll was a 5, and I have a 2 for a stress level.
So the way the Roll20 works is it's actually automatically adding in your stress. So you rolled a 3 and it added 5 to it. And actually, if you moused over the 5, you can even see what your die roll is. It shows a 3 plus 2.
Cool.
Oh, that's clever.
All right. But before we get anybody else throwing dice rolls down, Walker had more successes. What do you want to use your bonus successes for?
So in this case, would I be using it for something stealthy?
Sure.
Okay. I'm just gonna hold on to it for now.
So primarily these checks are whether or not you can climb over these barricades without making a crap ton of noise. That's
Okay.
what these checks are. A failure doesn't prevent you from climbing over, but if a panic could affect in some way. So in
Okay.
this case, as you're climbing over with your extra success, you could just be extra stealthy, making you hard to detect.
Okay.
Or you could be extra, or you could perhaps use this to help somebody else over.
Oh, okay. So I'm looking at this. Is there a door that's like south of me?
Yeah, there's a door right there.
Got it. Oh, okay, okay. All right. So I can say, hey, does somebody want to come over here and
Yeah.
can I help?
I'm with you,
somebody?
Walker.
Yeah, you just help somebody up.
I'm with you,
So-
Walker.
Okay.
So Kingsbury climbs over and gets a +1 on this because Walker's helping.
Yeah, I'm coming over too because I have armor.
No sweat.
Okay.
And then Davis, are you also climbing over?
Davis is kind of like looking uncertainly at this. If
You want to be left alone in the dark?
Hate this mission. He starts sort of like scrambling over slowly.
Okay. Now it looked to me like you guys were like Wong and Burns were climbing over the north, and Kingsbury, Davis, and Walker were climbing over the south one.
Well, I was climbing over the north, but I saw that everybody's going down there, and I think they kind of need me.
Okay.
So
We
Burns,
stay
can you roll a
together.
panic for me?
Yeah, sure. Sheet.
No problem. All right, so you guys have not been completely stealthy. Wong, for his part, climbing over, like dropped something that fell, but probably nobody noticed. Probably. And Walker, you come up to the door and hit the button, and presumably once everybody's like behind you, or mostly behind you,
Is it? Oh.
and it opens
There we
into a meeting room, very similar to the kind of meeting room you have on the Malaga. It has a hollow table that's currently depowered, and it looks like in the corner somebody set up like a couple sleeping bags, set up like next to each other, like a kind of a comfy bed.
How long-
Somebody's clearly staying here, but the room is currently unoccupied.
How long did the Geust powers been out?
15 days.
Okay. Thank you.
I think that's what I said.
17.6.
So
Oh, 17 days.
that's right. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Try to fix the table. Would that give us anything?
Currently the table's on the main power. You could certainly try to fix it, but this is not the main command center. The main controls aren't here.
Would it
This
give us
is
any
it.
information though, or what's on the table?
It's a hollow table. So in the movies, they had this in Prometheus on board the ship, where it was like you could push some buttons and you could bring up 3D maps of things. It could be very useful, but you need data to be transmitted to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
It seems to be in low power, but you could probably get it turned on. But for right now, it's more like a monitor than a computer.
okay.
To use common parlance, like,
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you anything on its own. It transmits, shows data, other things. But-
I kind of like reach in the sleeping bag and rustle it around. I see if there's anything of note.
There's nobody in there. You come up with a long red hair.
Oh, okay.
It's just like, oh, there's some hairs on this pillow, and they're kind of like, oh, it's a long
Maybe-
red hair. Interesting.
Maybe it was-
Walker,
Okay. Yes.
motion detector on the door.
Okay. On this
My
door?
side. My side.
Wait, are you
There's a door over here.
Kingsbury right here?
Right here.
Yeah.
Right
Okay.
where the ping is.
All right, got it.
All right. So as you motion tracker that door, you turn your motion tracker on, you start to walk towards it, and it goes beep 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 beep. Like there's something right on the other side of the door. As you notice, because when the door comes open, because somebody pushes it, and then they panic because they weren't expecting to necessarily see 5 people they didn't know. She is, at first glance, you could tell that she's something like a security officer, but is not wearing that kind of a uniform. She is carrying a rifle and is kind of panicked to see you. And at this point in time, I would like to get initiative, but I will handle that. So here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and then I don't think I think it's Farquhar that has the initiative bonus on this. Why is Potter on there twice? All right. Long, Kingsbury, Davis, Walker, Burns, and Potter. And then the alien as a system, rather than typically rolling initiative, they encourage you to deal cards from a deck of cards and then sort it that way.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a cool way to do it.
Yeah.
It also means that if you get there's a trait that actually Farquhar has where they get dealt 2 cards and then they can pick one to use.
Oh, nice.
Or if you get dealt a joker, you can decide where in the initiative you sit yourself in, which is very convenient. Also, the official cards have like stats for weapon and equipment on the other side. And it's a great thing to give to the GM to love them to fidget with while they're playing. But first, Wong, you have initiative. There's somebody who is not like 5 meters, probably like more like 3 meters from you on the other side of the door, holding a rifle.
Okay, I'm gonna use my kind of charm and charisma here and go, whoa, I see that you must be security. We're here in safety. We're here to check up on you guys. What's going on? We're
Okay.
good here.
That sounds good. For this, I'm going to ask that you make me a roll. This will either be command, if you're taking a I'm in charge here kind of view, or this would be manipulation, which it sounds like what you're doing.
Manipulation. Yeah. So I'm doing submit. That goes through.
Now, you did not get any successes on this. There are some things that you can do about that.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay. As a reminder, the 2 things are you can take, you have a story point. Everyone started with one where you can just take a success on a roll. Just basically adds 1 success. The other thing you can do is you can push this roll where you take a level of stress and then you just roll again.
Well, I'm not taking more stress. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna save my points. If anybody
All right.
else can do other.
Okay, so Wong's like, wait, don't shoot, and it's kind of being friendly about it. Kingsbury.
No, we're going for a command for this. Stand down.
All right, go ahead and you roll command. Okay. All right, so you this person had the rifle and was surprised to see you and just gets this whoa, and it stands down and it's just goes has that mental training to be instantly goes to attention kind of feel, she drops her arms and stands up straight, and then it was oh, who are you people? Real quick, in order, Walker, do you shoot her?
No.
Davis, do you shoot her? Or attack her in some way? Burns, do you attack her in some way?
No.
Okay, well then we can drop out of initiative. I always like to give players an opportunity to do violence. All right. She's like, who are you people? Where did you come from?
We're from the Malaga. We were here for a pickup. Obviously,
Malaga.
that's not happening.
Yeah, things have gone to hell around here, if you didn't notice.
I can see that. We saw what happened to the reactor. Did it blow? Was there an accident?
Yeah. Okay, well, look, there's a lot going on here. Come back here. Let me make sure that you don't get shot by anybody else. I'll introduce you to the rest of our survivors here. And she turns and walks down the hallway away from you.
All right. Pistol is still down the side, but it's ready to snap up just in case.
Understood. So she comes in and she's like, fourth, we've got search and rescue or somebody there. They say they're from the Malaga, and fourth, who's also a security officer wearing armor, also has a rifle, also like pulled it up when you started to come in, but like didn't point it. She's like, oh, okay, thank you. I was hoping rescue would be coming at some point in time. Look, here's the situation. A ship came in some weeks ago. It seemed to be abandoned. They brought aboard some cargo and told the company about it. And then the company said, sit tight, somebody's going to come pick it up. But then things went wrong. People disappearing. Somebody said something about monsters in the lower levels. The people who were disappearing were being tracked over to the reactor. And our security chief, Paxton, led a team over to the reactor spire to see what's going on over there. And I don't know what happened. I was responsible for holding down the fort here, but before too long, there was a big explosion, threw us a little off course, and they haven't been heard from. I'm pretty certain they're dead. There's only a few people left on board the station, and I'm so glad you're here to rescue us.
So, two things. One, we're not equipped for search and rescue for this. Not what we're here for. I didn't want to lead you on for any of that. Someone spoke out of turn, glaring over at Wong for a second. Now, what we're going to do, and what I'm happy to do for us, is we have some extra supplies up on the Magala. You come with us down to docking. We'll make sure we can get you whatever extra supplies we have. Once we make it back to the anvil, we'll be able to make sure we get an actual search and rescue. We'll make sure you have the equipment you need to survive until then. We do not have the stasis pods to bring anyone additional outside of our grouping to this. We already picked up one of your techs. His name was Walker. What was his name?
Is it the working Joe?
More.
Oh, more.
Yeah. We picked him up from an EVA pod. He took our last stasis pod. We don't have another cryopod to spare.
More? You got more? That son of a... That was Potter. She seems a little upset about it, but she seems to know him.
Look, I don't care if he's a dick. I understand. Unfortunately, he was the first one on our ship. He's critically wounded.
Well, all right. Well, that's fine. We can hold out here. You do your mission, and we can help. We'll hold out here longer.
Okay.
They are
I need
heartbroken. And in fact, what I would like is Kingsbury.
Yep.
I would like you to make an empathy check. What you're going to do is you're just going to click on the word empathy.
Okay.
So you have passed this check. So that means you're going to need to gain a level of stress for having to tell good people bad news.
I was expecting it. It's fine.
This is also the check if you're trying to murder somebody, you have to fail an empathy check in order to murder somebody. It's a great mechanic in this game.
Yeah. And again, when Kingsbury was saying this, he was being professional, but he was being empathetic about it.
Yeah. And like, it was one of those things of like, oh, I don't want to tell you this, but that's the situation we're at.
It is.
Somebody else comes in. It's another one of the security officer types there. She also has a rifle. Actually, she's got a shotgun. She comes in and she's like, oh. And basically walks at the same point in time as Kingsbury's like, we're not search and rescue. We cannot take you. We're sorry. And she's like, oh. Okay, I heard something. I was worried. Welcome aboard the Carmen 3 station.
Happy to be here. Wish it was under better circumstances.
If you guys have not noticed or didn't pay attention, there are body bags stacked up in the corner.
Yeah, and one of them.
Yep.
And one of them has bleeding from it.
Yeah.
There's also evidence of that they have secured supplies. There's like emergency rations and like a box of emergency rations and some things like that. These guys are probably going to be good for, presuming that nothing else goes terribly wrong. You would estimate that they're probably decent shape for it to last out another week or so. Maybe
Would that be
longer.
enough time for us to hyper back and send a recovery crew from the
Yeah,
angle?
yeah. Once you guys
Anchorhead?
get back,
Okay.
You'll be
Cool.
able to FTL back to Anchorhead where you're left from and let them know what's going on.
Okay.
So it's not all terrible. Things could be worse. They
Yeah.
definitely could be worse. But I believe you're also here for a reason.
We are, which is I'm about to get to. We need the comms. We need the comms dish pointed towards the Magala. Kirk, can I
Okay.
get quarters on the Magala right now?
You get no response.
Kirk.
No response. Maybe it's out of range. You are a distance away. There's a lot of metal between here and there.
Yeah. All right.
But Rook is able to help you out with. She seems to have an understanding of how this operation works,
Okay.
and so she's able to help you out by directing you on a comms panel. In other systems, I would ask you to make a Comtech roll to direct this. I don't find that interesting. And you should only do that. You should only ask for a roll if the failure would be interesting or advance the plot in some way. That's an important difference from other role-playing games. In this case, you're able to spot on the sensors through your visual check. You're able to point the dish at the Malaga, and the radio. You can communicate. We've got them on direct. You can communicate with them now.
All right. Captain.
First
Captain.
Officer Kingsbury. This
Rose, what's going on?
There have been some developments happening on board this aboard the Malaga since you've left.
Explain.
By the way, it has been about maybe an hour and a half that you guys have been gone with flight time and time here. The rescuee Moore that we picked up went missing from medical bay and has since been found apparently murdered in one of the engineering trams.
Knew it.
I didn't see it myself, but Farquhar said it looked like a shotgun at point blank range in the small of his back. Since then, the director seems to have gone missing, and the captain has ordered everybody to cabins. She put me in charge. This is a little unusual because of the typically Rose is like the lowest ranked off member of the crew. If any of the crew is awake, she's typically not in charge. But the captain might maybe have some other reason to put it there.
Rose, did the captain leave any specific orders?
No, she was upset. She said something about there being murderers aboard. She might have said mutineers as well at some point in time, and demanded everyone be confined to quarters.
Has everyone followed those orders, Rose?
First Officer, I have to report that no, that Farquhar and Honig have gone out looking to see if they can find the missing director. At this point in time, you hear a background noise. It sounds like a door opening up, and you hear Farquhar come in here. It's like, shut it quick. And then you hear Honig's voice in the background. It's like, do you think it's going to get in here? Like, I don't know. What the fuck was that thing? I don't know. What the fuck was that thing? I'm not that kind of a doctor. Well, shit. My gun jammed. I couldn't shoot it. There's definitely something. First officer, there appears to be something going on here. And then in the background, it's like, is that the away team? Is that Kingsbury? Give me that. Kingsbury, this is Farquhar. Something's
What's
on
going
board.
on?
I
What's
didn't
going
get to
on?
see it. I don't know what it was. I tracked it. I shot at it. I missed. My gun jammed. We got the fuck out of there. The captain's gone missing. We found the director. Both halves of him.
But you mean both halves of him?
What the fuck I mean both halves of him? He's gone. He's split in half. I don't know what can do that to a person. But there's something shitty going on over here. We really could use your help back here. Oh,
Inbound.
shit. It's coming. Get out of here. Go to lower engineering. Go to lower engineering. You hear the door come up, and you hear the sound of a bang and a drop, and like sound of a vent getting kicked out because it makes a very kind of distinct sound. And the door come open, and people running and there's nobody on the comms anymore.
Fuck.
Good news.
Uh,
It sounds like we have some more openings on our ship.
So as a
If
quick
we
question,
have a ship.
everybody who could hear that conversation gains a level of stress.
Yep.
Okay.
And yeah, now you've got a time limit to deal with.
Fuck.
The because it's a matter of course, Kingsbury is able to hit the few buttons required to send the data to the Pamela so that you now have telemetry data to getting back to the Malaga.
I look over at Potter, Forth, and Rook. How y'all feel like you're in some spots in a cryopod the fuck off this thing?
We're with you.
Good. Load up, let's go move.
All right. So the 8 of you pile into the elevator and head back down, because that's the way you're going to cross.
Yep.
As you start to descend, a sound, something heavy lands on the top of the elevator.
Ah, damn it. I crouch.
Potter and Forth and Rook are all weapons out, pointed up. What the fuck was that?
If anything pops out of hatch, I don't care what the fuck it is, you shoot it.
The hatch takes a hit, and they're not waiting. They start opening fire. Several of them open fire. The sudden burst of machine gun fire at quick range causes everyone's stress to go up. This is a potential panic effect. And whatever they hit, it started dripping a powerful acid that drips to the ceiling and falls down to the floor. And there's 8 of you. I happen to have an 8-sided chance cube right here. That would be Davis. Davis, I need you to make me a mobility roll to avoid getting acid dripped on you.
Drinking, that's a -1.
Oh shit, Davis.
Like nope.
You dodge out of the way. You push other people out of the way so they don't even get a hit. But the acid drips like right through the ceiling, hits the floor with a splash, it goes right to the bottom of the floor. Whatever was thumping around is not moving anymore, but then a few moments later, the whole elevator begins to drop.
Quickly?
Like it's suddenly not falling. It's suddenly falling at a not descending. It's falling.
Ugh.
Elevators, guys, come on.
Okay.
Is there a, is because it's a space station for this elevator, is there sort of like emergency pull brake, anything to kind of like do any of that?
Be, but that kind of stuff is usually kept like on top.
Okay.
Now the patch that is on top was shot open.
Yeah.
And whatever it is that was up there doesn't seem to be up there anymore.
All right. Kingsbury's going to go up.
Okay. You're going to need to make a mobility roll to climb up the elevator. Go ahead and roll panic for me as well.
Ooh.
All right. So you climb up there, and as you climb up, you put your hand down on some of the melted part where this acid dripped out, and it burns your hand slightly, and you're like, "Ow, shit!" And you take a wound.
Okay.
For your reference, every level wound that you take represents like a small cut or abrasion, or is usually no big deal.
Okay.
If you take a number of wounds equal to your hit points, or your strength score, your character becomes broken, meaning that you're in such pain that you can't really do much more. If you take any additional wounds beyond that, there's a chart I roll on, which rate from not bad to instant death.
Got it.
All right, so you climb up on top of this on top of this thing here. Whatever it was seems to have gone, but the elevator is still falling rather rapidly down the bottom of the station.
Hit the brake.
The brake is going to require 2 people to pull on it, because you pull on it and it's kind of jacked up. Somebody with some sort of heavy machinery skills are going to need to do the trick, or you can try doing it as well.
Heavy machinery is my jam. Pull me up.
Burns.
All right, so Kingsbury is able to help you up in this particular case because they're already up there. You do need to make a mobility. You get a +1 to help up there.
Okay. Mobility +1.
We'll help him. I can give him a boost up.
Okay, so you try to get up there, but even with him helping, it's kind of, you're not able to do it. And go ahead and roll stress for me. Or roll panic. Roll panic. Nice roll.
Nice.
So you try to climb up and you just slip out of his hand. You hit the ground kind of embarrassingly, but you're fine. About this point in time, another heavy thing lands on top of the elevator. So let me actually just draw a quick box here.
Yay.
He's now standing right next to.
Kingsbury, yeah.
Yep.
What'd you see, Kingsbury?
It is large. It is black. It looks like it's looked like if you had asked a Swiss pervert to make a person out of licorice. And I have a token for it in just a moment. It stands about 9 feet tall, and it hisses at you. And kind of intimidates.
Yeah. That's a stress.
Yeah, don't take the stress yet. Wait for me to give it to you because you're gonna need it.
Okay.
You're like, oh shit. Burns has already acted this round. Wong.
So I see this through the hole. I'm gonna shoot it. I got my
Great.
shotgun. Yeah. So I'm rolling. So what do I need to do? Is that close combat? What do I?
This would be range combat, but because you have a gun, you actually are going to click on. At the bottom center. There's a place where your gun is, and you can click on attack. There's an attack button there.
Attack. Got it. Okay. Clicked on it. Nope. And now submit. Okay. So what we got?
Hit up.
Nice.
3 damage. No.
All right. So Wong just like blam, blam, and shoots the ceiling a few times. It squeals. You definitely hit it. As a result of that blast, a spray of blood comes off and hits Kingsbury because Kingsbury is standing right in front of the thing.
Yeah, it
Kingsbury
does.
takes a level of damage.
Ow.
By my initiative tracker, it looks like Davis is next.
Okay. Yeah, Davis is kind of freaking out a little bit. Not knowing what else to do, he'll just kind of like take out his flask, take a quick sip, and just kind of like toss it at the weird creature, hoping to like distract it away from Kingsbury. Just kind of yell out, it's like, Kingsbury, get down!
All right. So the way I'll play that is you are distracting it, giving it a -1 to its next roll.
Okay.
That is one of the skill things that you can do.
You owe me a
Walker.
flask.
Wong is shooting at this. Looks like Fourth, Rook, and Potter's initiatives haven't come up yet, but you've got a gun. There's something big up there. You only saw a little bit of it, but it bleeds. You can kill it.
You say me, Walker?
Yep.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Mm.
Right. Generally, extra successes on attacks roll into extra damage.
Let's see. Where is that the extra damage?
Just so your weapon, if you hit the target, it does its damage. And if you hit the target with extra successes, you typically the extra successes are plus one bonus damage. There are other things you can do with your stunts, like swap initiative with a target, like swap initiative cards, or force a target to panic, or force a target to take cover. Those are other things that you might be able to do. But in lack of anything like that, other successes I'll just assume are extra damage.
Okay, yeah, extra. I'll do that. Extra damage.
All right.
You could strike like a really cool pose.
You could do that too. But I think in this case, you're probably going to focus much more on its on your abilities here. So Walker takes a shot at it. It hits again. It squeals once more. Kingsbury gets another level of damage.
And that's me broken.
So that is 3 of 3 for you.
That is 3. Yeah,
Okay,
that's 3.
3 of 3. So you are in serious pain. You can still act, but if you take anything else, you could be knocked out.
Ooh.
Yep.
And you're really close to this thing.
Yep.
Fourth is like, get away from that. And Potter is, and like turns to Potter and says, "Boost me up." And Fourth pops up to get away from it. It's like basically pushes Kingsbury back, and stands there and goes, "You need to get this elevator stopped," and starts spraying at it with bullets. She is less accurate than you are, but even still is doing all right. Rook goes over to the panel and starts trying to do emergency breakage, like hitting the basically pushing the emergency stop button, but it's getting naught but sparks and squealing of metal. Potter used their action to boost Rook up, or Fourth up. The creature stares at you two on the top, Kingsbury and Fourth, and you gain a level of stress and are required to make an immediate panic roll.
Most excellent.
Kingsbury has his sidearm out, I think. That's what you currently have in hand.
Yep.
And as you're standing there, you just fumble it. You just drop it.
Yep.
And you realize, oh shit, that's your weapon, and you gain another level of stress.
Of course I do.
You can see that Fourth is just shooting at the thing, and as gun has gone cold, and hasn't realized that they're out of ammo yet. Kingsbury, it's your action.
So, question for you, is just recovering my gun itself in action?
So during combat rounds, you could do two things: a fast action and a slow action. This is similar to D&D's move equivalent and standard action.
Okay.
A fast action is typically moving, or you could perhaps pick something up. In this case, you could pick up your gun. And then the slow action is your standard action, where it'd be like, I attack, or I try to man the brakes on this thing, or I try to do this other thing. You can, just so you're aware, you can try to grab the brakes and pull back, but it was very heavy when you grabbed it first, and it looks like it's going to take a couple people to pull on. Just to be aware, that's a thing that you can do.
Very quick. I know it's a certain. Can I help him relieve his stress since I'm able to take it down a notch? Do I need to wait until my turn, or can I just say some encouraging words to help him?
We believe
That
it.
would be your action. So yes, you
That's my
can.
action.
On
Okay.
your action, you can
Later.
talk. You can
Okay.
basically help cool him down.
Sorry, I can't help you now, but
All good. So what I'm going to do is fast action, recover my gun,
Mhm.
and Fourth is up with me. That's correct. Fourth is the one on the
Yeah,
top
fourth
with
is
me.
right there with you.
I'm going to command Fourth to reload.
Okay.
Just trying to break them out of their panic.
All right. You have to succeed at a command roll for this. So go
Yep.
ahead and roll your command check.
I'm going to push that.
Okay, so you take a level of stress and roll again. And then roll for potential panic. You definitely succeeded. Are you carrying anything else besides your gun? Or you
I
actually
recovered the gun.
you
I recovered
command
the
her
gun.
and you go down to pick up the gun, and
Yeah.
as you pick up the gun, you just fumble it.
Yep.
Like you go to, that was the thing you wanted to do, but you just fumbled it. You in fact, actually, you know what? I'll make it even more fun. In the process of you going to pick it up, you
Go
kick it
toss
off the side.
Yep.
But Fourth is like, oh shit, and quick drops the magazine, brings another one up, which is normally a slow action, but will be only a fast action for her because you helped her out and commanded her in that case.
Yeah.
Burns, you're below the hole. A mobility check will get you up there.
I am going to try to get up again because we need the elevator's still falling, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh yes. By the way, the elevator is still falling. Potter is there. Just helped Fourth up, so still has like the hands locked together and is ready to give you a boost as well.
Okay.
So you get a
I
plus
try
one
to-
on this roll.
I try to get up again.
You do it.
And then, is that all I can do this round, or can I try to use my heavy weapons to stop the elevator?
Heavy machinery. You
Heavy
can go ahead and try your heavy machinery. You're on your own in this case because Kingsbury is busy yelling at Fourth and kicking a gun. But you can go ahead and try your heavy machinery. You get one success. I will tell you this is going to take multiple successes, but go ahead and roll panic for me.
That is up here.
As you pull back on this thing, you just start screaming, "It's not stopping! It's not stopping! It's not stopping!" Kingsbury has already gained stress for this round, but everybody else gains a level of stress. This thing is, you're going to die. You're going to die in this elevator. That affects Burns as well. Wong, you still got rounds in your tube. You could keep shooting.
I can keep shooting, but I also want to get out of that elevator.
Okay,
So-
well, Potter is helping people up.
Okay, so I'm jumping up there too.
So make a mobility roll. You get plus one to this because Potter is basically just helping everybody. Okay. It doesn't matter how many you get, because you failed this one. You're not able to push it any further. You could still theoretically throw your story point onto it to get a straight success, but I do need you to make a panic roll for me.
Okay, so I'll do my panic roll first. I suppose. You guys remind me. There's a panic roll. Okay.
All right. So Wong starts, goes to leap up. Potter goes to help up. Wong leaps, scrambles, and is like, "I gotta get out of here! I gotta get out of here!" And falls, and then starts in this panic, looking for another way out. That's gonna stress out Walker and Davis, who are still in here. Actually, you guys already gained stress this round for people panicking. He is panicking though, and it's real bad. Davis, you're next.
Okay, so I hear Burns up there, and I'm just like, damn it, haven't I taught you anything? and he goes to the top of the elevator to help
So
out.
mobility with a +1.
All right.
Come on, Davis, do something.
I'm gonna push it.
You also have your story point. You can just take a success.
Oh yeah, I'll use my story point then.
Okay, then you get a success. You climb back up there. That was your fast action. So as your standard or your slow action, you're going to try to use your heavy machinery.
Yep.
Okay,
You
Burns
get
is helping you.
+1? Yeah.
You get a +1 on this.
Okay, +1.
That is 2 successes.
I'm
so
gonna
far.
push it.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and push it. So here's the way this is going to work. You're going to gain a level of stress,
Okay.
and then what you're going to do is you're going to have to make 2 manual rolls in there because presumably you're going to keep your 1 success out.
Right.
So if you were at a table, you would set the 1 die aside, grab another stress die, and pick up any other dice you want to re-roll and re-throw them. But in this case, you set the 1 success aside, you pick up the rest of the dice. So you're going to need to roll 6 dice. There's on your character sheet, just above the thing, there is a button that says base dice and a button that says stress dice. So you hit base and say 6, and stress and say 4. I think
Four.
right now?
4.
Okay, so it's on my character sheet. Where is it on the character sheet?
So right above your skills, there's that
Uh-huh.
block where the panic is, and there's base dice and stress dice. So you hit base dice and say, and it will ask you, and you say 6.
Oh, yeah, okay. Base dice is 6.
That's 2 successes, and stress dice is 4.
Stress dice 4.
Okay, and then go ahead and roll panic for me.
I'm in it for the long haul.
Oh, that's
so
right. You are in it for the long haul. This
I'm
is a
gonna
trick
go ahead
that
and
Davis
ignore
can
that.
that Davis can do once per game. Can just be like, no, I don't stress. So you're like, you pull on the thing and it starts squealing, and Davis with like a miserable piece of crap just kicks it and then ranks the thing back, and it comes squealing to a halt, just slightly above cargo deck B. Like it's like 8 inches too high for where cargo deck B would be, or the deck B would be. And it's close enough that the doors trigger open. There's still an alien attacking you, Walker.
Okay.
Shoot the fucker.
Okay, yeah, I was just gonna ask because I feel like if I shoot it, you're gonna get Kingsbury's gonna get
Kill me! Shoot the fucker.
All right. So yes.
Your commanding officer is literally yelling at you to shoot it.
Okay, done.
You hit it.
Awesome.
It squeals and jumps away.
Right.
So we're actually over time right now, so I'm gonna hurry this up a little bit of a cinematics on this. The doors come open. Long, as in their panic, just books it. I mean, I'm going to talk about your character, and if you have an objection, feel free to speak up. But that seems perfectly acceptable to me. The working Joe was like standing near-ish there, and like one just plunges right into him, just knocks him over, and keeps running. Seeing this opportunity, Rook and Potter back up with their guns, and they're checking the corners on that. They're stressed, but they're not as bad as some of you guys are. Everyone else jumps back down the hole and leaps and goes out. Davis and Walker continues to like fire bursts until he's basically out of ammo up at the hole where he thinks he sees the thing.
I mean,
basically falling back.
I'd shoot a grenade if there's nobody
Yeah.
up there.
Boom.
Yeah.
Everyone drops down. He just boom, and there's an explosion.
Yeah.
You guys rush back to the Pamela. You get there. The Pamela's ramp is down, which is typical in these kinds of situations. You would be ramped down. You open it up and you get inside, and Kingsbury's like, "All right, Kerr, get us out of here." And Kerr is not there. But right then, Kerr comes up, like is also in the storage area. He basically comes wandering up the ramp and was like, I'm sorry, I was out in I heard something out there. I went to go investigate. I tripped, must have hit my head. I lost some time. We're leaving. Who are these people?
Get us the fuck out of here.
Aye, Captain. He loads up the Pamela, kicks it on. He's like, I got the telemetry at green. We come out. The ship turns around and and begins flight back towards the Malaga. And you can see it, this little speck on the distance, and starts getting bigger. As it gets to be about big enough that you can really make out what's going on, an explosion rips the Malaga, starting in the middle and going out both ends. The ship just detonates right in front of you.
Damn it.
You go home. team.
And then in the panic, this must have like really triggered Kerr, because Kerr like falls to the ground convulsing.
Uh-oh.
Shoot
And
him.
thank you for watching.
Shoot him.
Roll
I know
credits.
it's coming next.
Right.
I have been your game mother, Mike A. Pratt. I'd like to thank Tom, Davis, Tom, Jason, Daniel, Dana, and Jeff for joining us. And I think at this point in time, it would be appropriate to have a conversation about what makes this a good role-playing game system and why you might use this or how it could be used therapeutically.
So I can think of a couple good reasons it could be used for therapeutic. One would be through stress management. Is the one that pops right into my head for it.
I've shared this story before with other groups who have run this for. I ran this for some friends of mine, and one of them actually texted me thanking me afterwards because their friend, I'm going to call them Eric and Jane. That's not their names, but Jane is in real life kind of an A-type workaholic kind of person, and was playing as Burns, who is an A-type workaholic kind of person. And this game, as you may have noticed, your character starts to panic and gets their stress up, and it causes everybody stressed in your body. It's infectious. And after the game, they were able to have a conversation about how Jane's A-type stress workaholic methods make them like about that without having it be about them. It's like, oh, I noticed some similarities with this character, and it's like you notice how they worked too hard and made things bad for themselves. And it was a conversation they were able to have, and that discussion about stress and stress management does come up, especially for people who are prone to overwork themselves or just run themselves hot on the stress meter. Somebody else have?
I don't know. I mean, I like just the whole, basically what you're talking, just the stress kind of mechanic, the whole idea that, whenever, because I mean, in D&D, you don't really have that mechanic, but you kind of could, because like, a giant dragon appears, like that would be stressful, or different things. And I don't know, I think that I really like that part about it. That's why I'll definitely be trying to lead some campaigns in this because of that, because it's such a neat mechanic.
Yeah.
I think it was the most interesting part. We didn't have a lot of time to play around with it, but like the way the feelings of the people around you affect what you can or can't do, and sort of having people reflect on that and have to sit with that is a very interesting thing that's not in a lot of the other games.
Yeah. And also the needing to, everyone's ostensibly doing the same task, but everyone kind of has their own objectives. Like this game, and there's some other systems that come to mind. Paranoia just popped in my head, but there are other systems that kind of have this hidden objective thing. But like for a lot of the people, like your objectives are just like they're fairly normal, they're fairly benign. It's like make sure that everything's right. I'll tell you, Kerr's objective on this mission was make sure nothing happened to the shuttle. That was Kerr's objective. So and you guys weren't there, but when Kerr was watching the shuttle and heard something out there, it's like I need to make sure that this is clear, and goes out to go investigate. That was the thing. Got face hugged with.
I found myself like really kind of occupied with my mission, and I think that's good in the therapy space to go, okay, so how much can you focus on your goals while keeping the stress low? And yeah, I didn't really meet my objective. I don't know about you guys.
No, you were close.
What was your objective?
I was trying to like meet. I'm basically a drug dealer. Like I got all these drugs on board that I'm trying to hand off to meet up my supplier here.
I don't know how close you were paying attention to the notes, but your contact was Mulaney, which you met part of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was supposed to avoid all combat, and I was like, this is going to be impossible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I
tried
will
to
say,
work the
I
shit
will
that
say
the
this:
captain
that you
ordered
guys,
me, you know.
you did very, very good at that job. If I was giving out like bonus experience points at the end, this system, by the way, they know that you will either run this like a campaign or like one shots, and has slightly different rules for that. But if this was a campaign where you gain experience for completing objectives, I absolutely would have given you objectives. You are the only group to not shoot Joe.
Really?
Really. Every other group I've run this for basically is like, Joe takes 2 steps for you. I light him up.
Poor Joe.
You also didn't fire on Potter and Forth when you encountered them. They were, which previous other groups have run this for. Not everybody has run into them because you could choose to go to avionics instead of going to the command. In which case, avionics, you don't encounter them because they're in command. So that's a possibility. But other groups have done it. Typically, would run into Forth, who is the person you meet right outside the door, and they just like, I start shooting, and then they get away, and then there's something of a firefight until people calm down. That usually didn't end in death, but it did have shooting involved in it. It also helps that this group doesn't have Farquhar in it, because Farquhar is Walker's opposite in that regard. Farquhar's objective is find an excuse to shoot somebody.
Okay. Yeah.
And when I was building these characters, I kind of like having that sort of
Duality.
people at odds. Like Davis and Burns are very much opposites of each other. Walker and Farquhar are pretty opposites of each other. It's like, yeah, you're close friends, like you've got the same role, you still do things, but you kind of have different views on that.
Interesting.
I also kind of want to note that I was already thinking about some folks that I know. This game might appeal also as a hook to people who might be turned off by the more like fantasy settings. Like I have a lot of people that immediately when they hear like Dungeons and Dragons, like the name alone, or like there's monsters, there's magic, there's like if people don't have a background in it, it can sort of be a barrier for them to engage with it. Whereas in this game, even if they haven't seen the Alien movies, which I feel a lot of people have, right? Just the setting where it's sci-fi, but it's very relatable sci-fi. I think the term is blue collar
sci-fi. Yeah,
right. Like everyone's smoking, you know, it's everything's very mechanical. There's no like hologram things, you know. It's very as relatable as this kind of scenario really can
I'm imagining before Kirk had a chest pop moment that we were all just reclining, just smoking all of the cigarettes.
Just
all of them.
Because I was thinking like even like with mine when like I threw the flask, it was just because like I don't have magic powers. I'm not even thinking about like jumping up and punching the thing. And this was D&D.
I was gonna throw my lighter at it.
Yeah.
I was gonna light my lighter and chuck it at the alcohol.
Yeah.
Whereas in this one, I'm just some middle-aged dude who just doesn't even want to be here. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, you got some fairly cushy job that you know just to do just enough work that you can get to keep your job, but not so much that you have to actually work hard or anything.
Yeah. FYI for everyone, my agenda was I want to complete this mission without having to do any actual work.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I kind of failed at the end there, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but, you know, I had a good run.
I once again, I would also the other choices you did, like I would have given you experience points too, because it's like you were keen on not carrying the box, and you had to be ordered to do that.
Totally.
And then the pulling the thing at the
That was
very end.
saving
Like,
your
that's
ass.
saving your life. I will give you an exception on that. That doesn't qualify as work. That's like,
self-preservation.
Self-preservation. But does anybody else have any other questions, comments, concerns, anything else? This is the post time. It is half hour past. Sorry about running long, but
I do have just a quick question. So there's only one Alien RPG. Is that correct? Like,
That
if
is
I
not
had a-
correct.
No,
There
there's been a
are
couple.
3 I can think of.
Okay, well, what's the one? Could you like? I just want to
This-
write it down so I can get it on.
This
Amazon.
is the Alien RPG by Free League, and I'm going to hold this up in such a way that you can maybe see it
Okay.
without it disappearing against my backdrop.
Freely is the author.
Free League, FREELEGUE. I have
Free League. Got it.
in the Discord in my quick guide, which if you haven't read, I included the details on that.
Oh, it's
There's
in
actually a
there.
page specifically of
Discord.
references that you can look at.
Okay.
There is another game, which is I believe called the Alien Colonial Marines, which is an older system that came out in the mid 80s. It's crunchier and less easy to move in. It's kind of more of a product of its time as far as that goes. So it plays a lot closer to other systems. I think it's actually based off of the Torg system, if you're familiar with that. I could be wrong on that one. Please don't quote me. But it's an older, it came out in the mid 80s. And then there's one more that my brain is tickling, and my brain is like, yeah, there's one more. And I'm like, okay, brain, tell me about it. It's like, so
It's there.
it's there. So yeah, this is the one by Free League.
Okay.
That you'll be aware of, and it's very good.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
This is fun.
I can do that. Yeah.
What I really appreciate was just being on Roll20, and so I now I know how to shrink down everything and just the mechanics that helped me so much. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm glad I could help with that.
Introduction.
Kingsbury should have died.
Yeah.
Kingsbury should have died at that last scene.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, the injury table is a D66, which is to say you roll a 6-sided, like rolling percentiles. You roll a 6-sided for the tens place and a 6-sided for the ones place. So you get like 36 results. And if you get a 6 on the tens place, so basically a 1 in 6 chance, your character is dead either instantly or within a round. And your character, like if you roll a 4 or better on the tens place die, your character will probably die within a few minutes. Like
Yeah, I would have
it's-
died instantly.
the chart the chart is very unforgiving.
Insta dead. Insta
Wow.
dead. Kingsbury would have been insta
Oh yeah,
dead.
there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
insta dead.
That's definitely insta dead right there. That is impaled heart.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I would have dropped the lighter on it as it impaled me. It's fine.
Yeah,